Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It is my favorite time of the year again, and that is planning for the magical readathon in August. So we do have the second semester at Orilium in August happening, and I'm very excited for this readathon. It's my favorite readathon. I will have the announcement down below if you want to check it out. But today I'm going to talk about the books that I need to read for my classes. I'm trying to achieve Archmage as my calling, so I do have 8 books that I need to read in August, and I'm honestly a little bit worried because it's a lot. And like my head is like already worrying about like how can I change this if it's not working out. But today I'm gonna present to you my best case scenario plan, and then we'll see how it actually goes in August. So let's get into the challenges and the books. Now, you may know that in the August round we do have classes, and then we can achieve 3 levels with these classes. So I will go through the ones that I need for the Archmage Calling, and the first one is Alchemy, and we actually need all 3 levels for Alchemy. So for O in Alchemy, we need a first in a series, and this might still be quite simple because I want to start the Founders Trilogy in August, and so I'm putting the first book, which is Foundry Side, for this prompt. I will get the ebooks because I don't really like the covers that I can easily get here, and so yeah, I just chose to get the ebooks instead. Then for the Q in Alchemy, we need to continue a series, and I'm just gonna be very optimistic here that I will absolutely adore Foundry Side and want to go straight into the second book. And that would be Shawfall. And again, I will get the ebook for that, but I also have like some plan B scenarios for this prompt if it doesn't work out. But I really hope that it works out. And then for the D in Alchemy, we need to finish a series. And that one is quite evil because right now I don't have a series started that I could easily finish. So we're hoping for the best here. And I am putting Locklands, the third book in the Founders Trilogy, for that. So if all goes according to plan, I will read this whole trilogy for the Alchemy prompts, and that would be around 1,500 pages. Now, thinking about reading a whole trilogy within a month and then additional books to that, I'm freaking out a little bit. But I also just finished reading the Dandelion Dynasty series, and the last 2 books of that quartet are like 1,800 pages or even more. So I think it's fine. I think I can do 1,500 pages in a month. Let's hope. But yeah, I'm just, those prompts are like difficult. So luckily with the quest, I decided to go for the key to the secret study of the alchemy teacher. So I will have some extra time where I can read in like peace and quiet and prepare for my alchemy classes. So the next subject I need is Inscription, and I need 2 levels for that. So for an O in Inscription, I need to read a book that is on my end of the year TBR, and I do have a list of series and authors I want to read this year, and I chose one of the books in a series that I still need for this year, and that would be probably The Bone Shard Emperor. Depending on how far along I will be in this series, I think I will start the first book, The Bone Shard Daughter, probably next week on audio, and so I think I will be ready with the second book for August. Now, I haven't really talked about what these 2 series are about because I actually don't really know a lot. Like with Foundry Side, I have no clue. I have no idea what this series is about. With the Bone Shard Daughter, I do have a little bit more of an idea. I know that it has islands, it has like kind of bone necromancy magic, and it has an animal companion, but I have no idea what the plot is. So I'm very sorry I can't really tell you about the plots of these books, but I love going into series blind, just knowing the vibes or like some tropes or something like that. So yeah, I hope I will love both of these. And then for the Q in inscription, I need a book with a shield in the title or the cover. And that one was definitely a hard challenge. So I went through all of my unread books that I physically own, and nothing seemed to work. Then I went through all of my other books and I found a couple that I could reread, but none of them I was really in the mood to reread. And so this one is kind of like my last straw. And it is a collection of German sagas, basically. So, for example, the Nibelungenlied, which inspired parts of Lord of the Rings and stuff, is in here. I don't know how easy it will be to read this, but it has a lot of like soldiers on the cover, and some of those definitely have shields. So yeah, we'll see. I'll get into this one. It's a book that I borrowed from my mom like years and years and years ago, and it just slowly merged into my bookshelves. So we'll actually see whether I like this book. Then I need the subject of artificery, and in this one I only need an O, and that is a gemstone in the title or the author name, and I will do that. G specifically mentioned that in her video, so I will go with Chlorine by Jade Song. I will probably listen to this on audio as well. This is a mermaid book and I'm very, very excited. I have no idea what it's actually about, but it has something to do with mermaids. I love the cover, I love the vibes, and I'm very excited to get to it. And then my last subject is spells and incantations, and I again need 2 levels. So for the O we have a manga, and for that I will read the next volume in Cheese Sweet Home. I'm up to volume 7. This is a manga series about a small cat who in the first volume got lost and didn't find their way back to their mom, and yeah, she was adopted by a family, and then we're just following their journey together. And it's very cute, very wholesome. In some of the volumes you actually learn things about how to take care of a cat and stuff like that. And yeah, my best friend gets these for me for my birthday usually, so I'm very excited to get into the next volume. And then for Q in spells and incantations, we need a book with fire on the cover, and I have 2 options for that. Not quite sure which one I will go with, because the first option is a book I've been meaning to read for a very, very long time, and that is Little Fires Everywhere. So we definitely have the fire on the cover. Again, I don't really know what this one is about, but I loved the first book by the author, and I think it has like some thriller elements, probably some drama elements as well. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. There's also a TV show that I haven't seen, so yeah, this is very high on my list. But then I'm also doing a little bit of a rereading project, and for that one I still have Fahrenheit 451 on my TBR, like my reread TBR, and that usually has flames on the cover as well, at least in some editions. And since I don't own an edition, I might pick it up, I'm not quite sure. But those are the 2 options for the last prompt. So that's all for my classes that I need to take for the Archmage Calling. That's my TBR. I'm very much intimidated, and I hope that I can achieve this goal. There is also a side questy thing that you can do, but with this one I have been holding myself back a little bit because obviously I first want to go for the calling, and that side questy thing is also for demonology, which is a class that I usually don't take for my calling, so I feel okay with not doing that side quest if I don't have the time. But I love the idea behind it, so definitely check it out in the announcement video, because it's a very unique concept of prompts and how to choose a book based on them. So that's it for this video. As I said, I'm very excited, also very intimidated by my TBR, and I hope I will see you at Orilium in August. Bye!